What if I told you one of the richest men in America is a convicted felon? Not a white-collar footnote, not a rumor, an actual guilty plea. Bank fraud, federal court, 1990. And what if I told you that same man went on to build not one, but two multi-billion-dollar empires, and watched one of them crash 99%, then come back from the dead? This is not fiction. This is Ernest Garcia II, and his story is one of the strangest comeback arcs in modern American business. Welcome to DollarPreneur. Let's rewind. May 1st, 1957, a small desert town called Gallup, New Mexico. Ernest Garcia II is born into a family that isn't poor, but isn't powerful either. His father runs a liquor store and for a while serves as the town's mayor. Nothing about this childhood screams billionaire, but something in young Ernest is different. He's hungry, not for approval, but for leverage. While other children played in the streets of Gallup, young Ernest was already watching, calculating and waiting. This was not a game to him. This was practice. He never quite fit in with the crowd. He was always slightly apart, slightly ahead. While most teenagers were chasing girls and football games, Ernest was reading the financial pages of the newspaper. He played golf for his school team, and golf, more than any classroom, taught him patience, strategy, and how to read terrain. Every swing was a calculation. Every round was a lesson in staying calm under pressure. School could not hold his attention. His mind was already somewhere else entirely. He graduated, but a diploma was never the goal. He enrolled at the University of Arizona, played golf for the Wildcats, and on paper looked like a normal college kid heading toward a normal life. He studied. He played golf. He waited for the right door to open. Then someone offered him a job as a stockbroker. And just like that, the door opened. He dropped out of college without looking back. He chose money over a degree, and he never regretted it. He stepped into a world where money moved fast and the weak got eaten alive. He was the youngest one there, and the hungriest. By his late 20s, Garcia had pivoted again, this time into real estate development, right here in Phoenix, Arizona. It's the 1980s. Arizona land is hot, money is loose, and Garcia is building relationships with exactly the kind of people who move fast and ask few questions. He was building fast and moving faster, and it felt unstoppable. In this world, relationships were currency, and Garcia was collecting the right ones. He was invited to tables he had no business being at, and at one of those tables, he met a man who would change everything, for better and then for worse. His name was Charles Keating, and in the late 1980s, Keating's Lincoln Savings and Loan wasn't just a bank, it was one of the biggest financial scandals in American history. Prosecutors say Garcia helped arrange a $30 million line of credit that let Lincoln hide risky land deals from federal regulators. They called him a straw borrower, a name used when someone signs their name so someone else can hide their money. The Keating scandal was one of the biggest financial disasters in American history. Billions in losses, thousands of retirees wiped out overnight. Ordinary people, retirees who trusted the system, lost their life savings. Gone, just like that. And Garcia was caught in the middle of it. Federal investigators were closing in. In October 1990, at just 33 years old, Ernest Garcia II walked into federal court. He sat at that defendant's table with his hands flat on the surface. Still, controlled, decided. He pleaded guilty. Felony bank fraud, no prison time, 3 years probation, a $30,000 fine. But he walked out a felon, and in business, that word follows you everywhere. It did not matter how many years passed. That conviction would follow every document, every handshake, every application, forever. Garcia's businesses collapsed alongside the conviction. He was 33 years old. He had nothing. Everything was gone. The deals, the properties, the momentum, all of it wiped out. Most people would have taken the safe road after this, found a quiet job, disappeared. Ernest Garcia did something else entirely. He went looking for the most unglamorous, least sexy business he could find. In 1991, barely a year after his guilty plea, Garcia buys the assets of a bankrupt rent-a-car company with a name that sounds like a joke, Ugly Duckling. He was not defeated. He was evaluating. He saw something in that ugly lot that nobody else could see. Garcia didn't rent cars. He sold them to the people the banks refused, people with bad credit, people turned away everywhere else. He built the financing in-house. If you couldn't get approved anywhere in America, Ugly Duckling would approve you. It sounds risky. It sounds small. It was neither. Subprime lending means higher interest rates, and higher interest rates on used cars sold to people desperate for approval means margins most Wall Street firms would kill for. Car after car, deal after deal, month after month, the machine was growing. By 2002, Garcia took the company fully private, renamed it DriveTime, and became CEO of what was now one of the largest used car retailers in the country. State by state, city by city, the felon from Gallup, New Mexico was now running $1 billion operation. The formula was working, and he was just getting started. The Ugly Duckling had a new name now, DriveTime, and it was anything but ugly. He was a CEO, he was a convicted felon, and he was becoming a billionaire, quietly, deliberately, and entirely on his own terms. But the real story was not DriveTime. The real story was what came next. He had built his fortune on the people everyone else ignored. And now his son was about to build something even bigger on the same idea. In 2012, Garcia's son, Ernest Garcia III, fresh out of Stanford with an engineering degree, starts a side project inside DriveTime. An idea almost nobody takes seriously at first. What if you could buy a used car online and have it delivered by a giant vending machine? That side project is called Carvana. And here is the twist nobody saw coming. Garcia II, still carrying his felony conviction, deliberately stays off Carvana's board. He doesn't want his past attached to his son's future. But behind the scenes, he is the largest shareholder, the invisible hand, the money. Carvana was born. And within years, it would shake the entire American auto industry. He stayed out of the spotlight on purpose. The conviction had taught him to keep his name off certain papers. But make no mistake, he was the invisible hand behind everything. DriveTime's infrastructure, its customer base, and its financing muscle all fed directly into what Carvana was becoming. April 2017. Carvana rings the bell on the New York Stock Exchange. Ernest Garcia II, convicted felon, twice bankrupt businessman, stands next to his son as cameras flash and Wall Street applauds. For a man who spent decades staying out of headlines, this is his quiet, unmistakable victory lap. But this story is not over, not even close, because what happens next is the part that made Wall Street question everything. By 2021, Carvana stock is soaring. Garcia II sells off billions in shares, $3.6 billion worth between 2020 and 2021 alone. On paper, this family had built one of the great American comeback stories. Then, the ground opens up. Everything looked golden from the outside. Nobody saw what was coming. He never left Arizona. The man who built a $20 billion empire still lived in the same state where it all began. December 2022. Interest rates are climbing, demand is drying up, and Carvana's mountain of debt suddenly looks less like leverage and more like a countdown clock. The stock price collapses, 99% gone. From a peak worth tens of billions to a company trading like a penny stock, Wall Street starts openly asking the question nobody wants to hear. Is Carvana about to go bankrupt? Here's where most companies die. Debt this size, demand this weak, there is usually no coming back. But in 2023, Garcia and his team convinced their own creditors, led by the private equity giant Apollo, to erase over $1 billion of Carvana's debt. They slash more than $1 billion a year in expenses. They restructure everything from the ground up. Cut, and cut again. Every expense that could go, went. Then the family personally buys back over $100 million of their own falling stock, a bet in public that the story is not over. What happens next stuns almost everyone watching. Carvana doesn't just survive, it explodes. The stock rockets back over 3,000% from its lowest point. Record earnings, record profitability. A company left for dead becomes, within 2 years, one of the most profitable auto retailers in the country. Ernest Garcia II's personal fortune surges by billions in that stretch alone. Now let's be honest, because this isn't a fairy tale. Not everyone believes the comeback is as clean as it looks. Short sellers and researchers have raised serious questions about Carvana's accounting. The family denies any wrongdoing. Today, Ernest Garcia II's net worth is estimated in the tens of billions of dollars. He still lives quietly in Tempe, Arizona. The felony conviction never disappeared, but so is everything he built after it. So what do we actually learn from a story like this? That a felony conviction can end a career, or it can become the origin story of a much bigger one. That the difference between bankruptcy and a billion-dollar comeback is sometimes just a matter of who refuses to let go. Ernest Garcia II refused to let go. Twice. The question is, when your worst moment comes, will you?